welcome back to my channel. This is Paula's Health Treats, and I'm back with Christian for the third time. And remember to subscribe to my channel and get acquainted with ways, practical ways, relatable ways that you can keep your mental health game up there. So guys, we're back with Christian to get the last lap of Christian's story. Christian, I'm so sorry for stressing you for 3 weeks.
It's nothing.
So I just hope that if we invite you,
Yeah.
you'll keep coming. So please don't worry. We're going to give you some break for a while after today, and we're going to invite you some other time in the future. So please keep your lines open.
Yeah, sure.
So guys, today we're going to be talking about something really sensitive that I saw on one of the posts that Christian made on social media, and he talked about contemplating suicide. And we've talked about several reasons why people contemplate suicide, as well as how to identify suicidal behavior. Please, if you've not watched it, remember I'm going to link it up somewhere on this video so that you'll be able to, I think it will be here, so that you can go through the video where we talked about possible reasons why people contemplate suicide. So we're going to listen to Christian's story on the possible reason why he contemplated suicide. It is not actually a story for the faint-hearted. It is not the kind of story that everyone will want to tell. But I know the fact that he owned up to his story and he decided to share his story with us tells us a lot about his recovery and a lot about his getting back on his feet and having ownership of himself. And I hope that his story inspires you. So guys, keep it locked and remember to subscribe to my channel, and please of course drop your comments or your words of encouragement or anything you want us to know on the comment section. It will encourage us to go a long way. We talked about something on Facebook. I saw one of your stories where you talked about a time when you contemplated suicide. So can you just briefly share with us, and we could learn one or two from it?
Okay, all right, thank you, Paula. Okay, so this particular story, well, I just have to say it because I know that there's someone out there who is watching, probably who could be at that state which I was. So it's just to tell you that it's not over yet until it's over. All right, so looking at my story from when I was growing up till this time, I wouldn't say everything has been very rosy. Yes, everything have not moved out. There are sometimes I make plans and it didn't work out the way it's supposed to, or it should work out. So there are sometimes I have expectations, and those expectations are cut short, and a whole lot of things culminated into me being depressed and then contemplating suicide. Okay, so last year was a very traumatic year for me. Last year, 2021, right? Yeah, it was a very traumatic one for me. So a whole lot of things happened. Was it 2021? Last year was 2021? Oh really? Okay, so yeah, a whole lot of things happened. First of all is that I fell into wrong hands. Okay, so I was in the company of 6 guys and I was just there alone. So you can imagine what it is for these 6 guys to be, asking you to bring money. So I just practically saw that, and then so
you were up in the company of 6 guys, like you were abducted? Or
yes. So I actually was going to a friend's place, and then I entered the bike in Abia State. I entered the bike, and that day it rained heavily. So the bike, actually, since I believe that these bike guys, they knows all the nooks and crannies of the road, so he took a different route from what I used to know. So that was the end of the story in Ejagam. So, and then I was asked they collected my phones, my 2 phones, collected my belongings, collected everything I had. And then I had this money my uncle gave me then to keep for him. So And after I recovered from that stuff, and then I came back to Calabar.
Sorry, before you proceed, I think I ran into a place where you said it was masterminded by someone who was known to you or something.
That was a different one.
A different one.
Different one.
You had more than one.
See.
Wow.
How would you see? So this one happened last year,
Wow.
around June last year.
Okay.
So
Oh, sorry about that.
it's okay. But I wouldn't want to talk about this other one.
It's fine.
So I just had to, so a whole lot of things. And then before you know it, my grandmother died, and she's someone who had been looking up to me, and they had so much expectation. So I was her favorite grandson or grandchild, yeah. So, and all her expectations is that I should go abroad, bring money for her. So when she died, so I was literally devastated, you know. But at that point, there was no, it was as if I was starting life all over again. So there was no money, and I know that this burial,
You had
if
given
it must,
to those guys.
yeah, if this burial must hold, then I have to bring out money, because it was just on my head. I know what I mean. So the burial was now slated for October, and then the money wasn't forthcoming. So I told my uncle that we can't have that burial in October, so we had to shift it to January. So I was expecting that people who were owing me, the businesses I have done, some monies I was expecting will come between that October and December, so that by January I will give my grandmother a befitting burial that I have promised her. I wasn't under pressure all the same, but I just knew I needed to give her a befitting burial.
Having stood by you while she was alive.
Yes. So the monies didn't come. So all the thing just fell. The monies I expected, none came. And I had to, there was another competition I went into. I was actually expecting a very good money from a very good source. So everything was looking very rosy. I had moved since 2020, moved from the first stage to the second stage to the third stage to the fourth stage and to the last stage. You get, so only for when the result will come out and I discovered that I wasn't selected. So all of these things, I was like,
coming all at once.
I was like, what's there now? Let me just kukuma end this whole stuff. And so it was at that point I was depressed. I stayed indoors for a very long period of time, and then I had responsibilities. I had people who were feeding for me, so I needed to make sure that I provide. And then people were also calling you from here and there. How far? What are we going to do? Not knowing what I was passing through. But I just needed to stay strong. My uncle was like, how far? This burial? Now you shift and I said, don't worry, we are going to do the burial. Don't worry. So I kept assuring him. And then, first of all, I have to start looking for his money. Because the 200,000 he gave me, wanted to use it for a business. When my grandma now died, it's okay, keep it for my mother's burial. So that was his own portion of the money. So I had to start looking for the money first, then talk about the one I'm going to be bringing and all of those stuffs from my mother's side. So all of these things now happen. Everything was just happening in a twinkle of an eye. So at that point I was like, well, but one thing that made me retrace my step, I was like, Christian, I know how many persons you've talked to. You've talked out of depression. I know how many persons that calls you and tells you this is what is happening. You tell them one or two things. You even go as far as visiting them, trying to provide that psychosocial support and all of those things. And they are fine. So what will happen when they now hear that the same person who talked them out of suicide has committed suicide, or so it was these things that I was like, no.
So your past self had to pull you out.
Good. So I was like, no, I don't have to do this. At least for the fact that there are people who are looking up to me, there are people who still believes in me, even at that stage. People still see you and say, how far? Do this, hungry, and you need to find a way of solving this problem. I was like, so it means there are people who are passing through ordeals more than what I was passing through. So all of these things made me, I just sat down. I practically went down. Like psychologically I wasn't okay. Mentally I wasn't okay.
And then
physically I wasn't okay. So when you look at me, my mom saw me, I was like, are you okay? Like, what is wrong with you? You're not looking healthy. I said, I'm fine. Because I'm not this kind of person that try to attract sympathy or so. I'm like, I'm fine.
You want
fine.
to always stay strong.
Yeah, it's just stress. And I had even resigned from my job, and they didn't even know I've resigned. You understand? My parents didn't know I've resigned, so nobody knew I resigned.
You didn't want anyone to worry about
so each time I go there, how is work? Work is fine. So I wasn't working at the point. And the volunteering stuff, we do it, we get money from normal hustles, still put it into volunteer, because I was volunteering with an NGO that deals with or that works with street children. So we get money from different sources. We still have to do these things to make those children happy. So when sometimes I sit down, I begin to, reminisce over these children. I would like to see the smiles when we go to visit them. I was like, no.
You don't want to lose
I don't want to lose these children. I had worked with them in such a way that when they see me, anywhere they see me, they can hug me. Like, what's up with the other day? I was in a taxi around Marian. One of the street child, uncle. The driver was like, you talk with these children?
Yeah.
I said, yes, I do. He said, God forbid. If the man had seen a way of dropping me out of his car, he would have. I was like, I don't know human beings.
He hated the fact that relating with
street children, Colombo.
Yeah.
So all of these things, I know that there are people I have affected their lives, I have taught their life directly or indirectly. So I needed to stay strong for them. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Christian. Okay, it's my last question.
Okay. Thank you.
How was it? How did you think? To what extent did you think of how the method, to take? Did you think of, the things in the mind of someone who is going haywire and all of that? To what extent did you think about suicide? Did you think of how, when, and we already know the why now. So what would you do? How would you do it? And when were you planning? Like, what extent? I know my subscribers and visitors might be that curious, and that's why I'm trying to amplify what I think might be on their minds.
Okay. As someone who is in the medics, like, I know a bit of drugs, so it's very easy to combine. It's very easy to combine those or take overdose and just sleep off. Yeah, so it was just very easy.
You had a variety of options, I guess.
Yes, there are. But if I was, this one would have been the one I would just take and sleep and wouldn't wake up. Yeah. Okay. So that nobody would know what actually happened. You get. So I can't stand myself maybe drinking sniper just like what people do.
Pains,
or passing through that pains and they'll have to rush. No. I can't do all. I'll just combine, take and drink and wouldn't wake up. But yeah, so
okay. I said that was gonna be my last. I'm sorry, this is the last. Okay, now my last question is this. What was at the point where you said your past self practically talked you out of this, and you were able to come out of it because you had put a smile on people's faces. To what extent do you think that was 100% reason why you came out of it, or were there other factors, or was it solely because you had people that were looking up to you and you didn't want to get them devastated and all of that? Okay, or was there any other reason? How exactly would we classify? What percentage goes to your past self, the smiles you put on people's faces, people looking up to you, and what percentage goes to other factors? We're really curious, why did you stop?
Okay.
What exactly came into play?
Okay, so like I said before, my past self took me out of it because of the persons I've affected their life, and if you check my there was a time suicide was like the order of the day. There was a time some years back. So I was one of those persons that was campaigning against it. I was one of those persons that was like, suicide is not an option. It's not a way out of my social media platforms and all of those things. Talk to someone and all of those things. I was like, okay, sir, if you were actually
in the forefront
campaigning against suicide and all what comes with it, so why would you now want to be part of it? It means you're not preaching what you, or you're not doing what you preach, or you're practicing what you teach. So that's one. And then also I have a family who is looking up to me, and they haven't harnessed, or they haven't actually benefited the way they are supposed to benefit. So ending it here would probably, for my parents, might be another problem. So yeah, it
You
will
want to create more problems.
Create more problem. Yeah, for my mom especially.
Yeah,
so
we actually said it. I think we said it in one of our videos. I said it in one video that suicide doesn't solve anything. It actually creates more problems,
Yes.
Yeah, so I agree.
Yeah, so
I agree.
for my mom, I was like, no, I don't have to do this. And then I now looked at people around. I was like, okay, at least I have a roof over my head.
Okay.
At least I can actually go out there and talk to
You
someone.
counted
And the
your
person,
blessings.
yes, I counted my blessings.
Mm.
It's just like Psalm 103 verse 3 says, say, well, praise the Lord, oh my soul, and forget not all his benefits. So I had to count my blessings and name them one by one. I was like,
there's something to live for.
There's something to live for. So, and then other words, words of prophecies, words of encouragement that I've been hearing from my pastor. So all of these things were playing out at the same time. When the devil gives you one reason not to leave, give him 100 reasons why you need to leave or why you should leave. So all of these things were just playing. I was like, no, Christian, you don't have to. There is still more of you that the world haven't seen. So I just practically had to come out of that depressive mood and all of those things. I was like, for like 1 month I was indoors. You understand? I was indoors. Just stay indoors, and so that's it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Christian. We're really happy for you. You're so motivated, you're so resolute. And I just, I'm grateful that you're able to share your story with us on Paula's Health Streaks. And I hope that my viewers, my subscribers, and my visitors learn one or two from Christian's story. So, guys, just remember that there is something to live for at every point in time. There is something to live for. So I just hope that you find strength in Christian's story, and you find motivation, you find inspiration in Christian's story. And guys, as usual, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, Christian. I can hear the voices of everyone saying thank you, Christian.
Thank you.